Welcome, fight fans, to another episode of BTR Boxing Podcast. And today we're joined for a Fight Week interview with Bradley Rea, 10-0, looking to extend to 11-0 this weekend on Sky Sports on the new boxer format that they've recently agreed. They've had a great show quite recently, and they've got another one coming up this weekend. Brad, it's Fight Week now. How excited are you going into this final stretch?
Yes, mate, I'm absolutely buzzing. Can't wait to get in there. Just got to ride this week out. Be a little bit bored, a little bit fidgety. Not really much training left to do. But yeah, mate, I'm itching to get in there Saturday night.
So it's a really good step up for you. I know I mentioned it on social media. I dropped a tweet out actually today about how good of a fight this is for you and how much of a step up in class of opposition this is for you as well. And I know it's something that sometimes fighters take a little bit longer than others to take this step up in opposition. But obviously you beat Lee Cutler in your last fight, a demolition job in one round, which was a great performance. And now you've got Jez Smith, who recently went life and death with Kerman Lajaraga, which, you know, that given the quality of opposition he's been in with and former European champion, this is a perfect opportunity to sort of test the level that you're at, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously with that fight, Jez Smith shown kind of what level he can compete at and how good he is. And I just think that on a Saturday night, as good as he is, and he can hold his own at a level. I think I'm going to show what level I'm at, and hopefully gonna surprise a few people and show people just how good I can be.
I've been watching you your whole career. I remember the moment you signed with Steve Wood and you started doing your small hall shows up here in Manchester, and you've been on there for a while. You've been on a couple of really good undercards. But now it's about coming out of the shadows a little bit and getting into these shows. And now this new format's arrived, and Boxer have got this agreed this deal with Sky Sports. It's giving you this international platform now to be able to showcase your skills on, and that must add a little bit more of an incentive to make sure you perform on the night.
Yeah, definitely. It is like you said. This is a bit of like my chance to break out now, and get in the public eye a little bit more and get recognised a little bit more, and that's why I want to be in with this type of opposition with high level people who are going to bring the best out of me. And I think that's what's gonna happen Saturday night.
So you've seen what Jez has got to offer. You've seen what he's going to put on the table. He's not exactly going to turn up and just take a paycheck. He's here to win. He's here to try and get his career back to where he wants it to be. So it isn't going to be a case of what people might perceive as, you know, a guy that's got so many losses on his record. Who's just coming here to fight an up and coming prospect. He's actually got his own ambitions here. So it makes it even more of a dangerous fight for you, knowing that you're going to go in there and you've got a guy who's willing to go deep in the trenches to try and get that victory. So how have you prepared for this fight than you would for your others? Not saying that you haven't prepared well for your others, but if you know what I mean when I say, you've got to step this up, you go into a different level here. How has it been different for you?
Yeah, I've kind of just been at that mentality anyway because this fight only got made last week with me and Jez Smith. I had a different opponent prior to that who had an injury and had to pull out. But knowing that obviously this is my debut on Boxer, my debut on Sky Sports throughout camp. I've just been taking training to a whole different level, and I'm in the best shape of my life. And obviously we've took the Jez Smith fight on short notice. But I didn't think twice about it. When he popped up on Twitter, a lot of people would probably think it's a bit of a risk at short notice boxing someone who's been in at that level and is so experienced. But I know the work that I've put in, and I know what I'm capable of, and I don't have a second thought about it. I know that on my day I'll beat him.
So what do you see in yourself now that maybe people haven't seen in you before, in the sense that if they've never watched your fights, if they're from not from the Manchester area and they've never been to a live fight of yours and they've only seen bits of you, what would you say are the best qualities, and what they should be looking out for when they see you fight this weekend?
I think, well, a lot of people the first time they watched me, they're very pleasantly surprised. I don't look much, at first glance, but I can really fight, and I'm looking forward to show that on Saturday. Whether that's at long range or Jez comes for a fight. If he wants to sit in the pocket and have it with me, I'm more than happy to do that. No matter what, it's going to be entertaining anyway. 100% it's going to be entertaining no matter what happens.
The middleweight division domestically at the moment is really competitive. I've seen obviously Linus Udofia got a victory just over a week or so ago, and he looked impressive in doing so. And there's a lot of top contenders now that are really coming out of the back end of COVID and really starting to push their way up. And do you expect that you're going to be in a lot more of these fights quite quickly, given the landscape of the sport and how everybody is? Oh, they're all vying for that meal ticket. They're all vying to get on TV and get paid well for being in the ring and also furthering the careers. Do you think that's going to be the case now for you over the next few fights?
Yeah, definitely. Domestically, the middleweight division it's absolutely booming. It's probably one of the best. So what? I've proven I'm not asked about who we get in the ring with. I'm happy to take these fights as long as the other lads are happy to take these fights. I'm sure there's going to be some great matchups to be made. I want to get myself in a position next year where I'm looking at that English title, go for that English title, and then crack on from there. And there is just so many top lads and so many good fights to be made that I could probably kind of hang about there for a bit, and I have a few good domestic fights, which in the long run would probably benefit me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to. I think a lot of them at the moment probably see me kind of in their rear mirror and the step behind them. But in a fight or two's time, I'm sure they won't be thinking that.
Do you have any reservations about the fact that you're being put onto this platform now? Does it bother you? Does it provide any extra added pressure that you need to go out and perform, or do you just take it in your stride and just carry on as you normally would?
No, mate, it's where I've wanted to be since I was a little 8-year-old kid, and since the moment I turned pro, this was a goal to get in this position, and I'm here now. You know what I mean? But this is the easy bit. I've got to stay here now. I've got to keep impressing, and I've got to show people what I can do. And I think I've kind of had that in my head throughout camp anyway. Like I said, this has been one of my best camps and probably in the best shape I've been in. And I know on Saturday night that I've got to make a statement.
Your last fight against Lee Cutler, I mentioned it earlier. I said it was a one-round demolition job. Going back to that, reflecting upon it now, did you expect it to end as quickly as it did? And have you been finding in training, and in particular in sparring, that your power and your strength have been getting you've been getting more and more as time's gone on? Because you seem to, I've seen, like I said, I've seen you from day one, and I've seen you step up in levels, but I've never seen you blow somebody away as straightforward as that seemed to be for you. But you just seem to carry so much more power than what I've seen from you before. Is that something that you've worked on in training?
Yeah, it wasn't something that we were expecting and we were going out to kind of do. It wasn't the game plan, but I knew I was capable of it, and I knew I had it in my locker. And even since then, it's been a long time since then, and they've done even more growing and even more developing. And I think I'm hitting even harder and I'm even bigger now. And I think I want to show that on Saturday night, just how big of a middleweight I am. And not that I'm not just big. I can really, really sink my shots in, and I don't think Jez has been a hit off someone a big middleweight like me, and I think he's going to be surprised.
It's a really good fight. I've said it a few times in this interview. It's a really good fight because it's the fact that you're stepping up this level now. It speaks volumes as to where you want your career to go, and really it's an upward trajectory from here. If you put on a great performance, get a great victory over Jez, then that kind of opens the door even more for you, especially with the platform now and the deal that Boxer have got with Sky Sports. It really opens up a lot of doors for where you are and what could potentially be in the future. And like you said, you're a big middleweight, very big for middleweight. I genuinely don't anticipate you sticking around middleweight for a very long time. I anticipate you're probably going to end up moving up at some point. But that's a conversation for another day. You've got a great fight on Saturday. There's obviously a lot of support behind you. The support's growing. I've seen it on social media. A lot of the guys from across Manchester really supporting you. But more importantly, a lot of the people that are supporting your journey in different ways, the sponsors that are really helping you, are very key to you getting forward in your career. So if there's any of them in particular, or all of them that you can remember off the top of your head, just give them a quick shout if you can remember them, and just let them know, obviously, how much you appreciate it.
Yeah, it's such an important thing, and I had a lot. It was hard, especially during the pandemic, during lockdown. I had a few loyal sponsors that stuck by me, but I've had a few new ones as well. I've got Sadula who was sponsoring me, and Beyond Law, and me, ones who've been from the start, like ISS, and there's just so many, and everyone who's helped me in any way. I can't thank them enough, and yeah, this is just the beginning, and hopefully I'm kind of gonna be able to give back to the sponsors now by fighting on such a big platform, and showing people, what I can do, and hopefully it's just the beginning.
Final question: how does the fight play out?
That's for me to know, me, but I'm going to end up with my hand raised at the end of it anyway. But no, man, I'm confident it's going to be a great fight. Jez really comes to bring it. But I just think I'm going to show what I'm really capable of, being in with such good opposition on Saturday night, and I think again I'm going to surprise a few people.
It's really great to see you, really great to hear from you, really great to see that you've got this big opportunity now, having followed your career from day one. Really looking forward to seeing what happens on Saturday night. The best of luck. Hope you both come out safe and sound, and really enjoyed speaking to you today, Brad. Thank you so much.
Top man, thanks so much, mate. Speak soon.